Hello everyone and welcome to Exploring Your Inner Bear with Miss Penelope Lemon Biscuit. What we're going to talk about today is discernment. And discernment is a skill that you need for everything. You need it for life. You need it for your tarot cards, particularly, actually. But you also need it just in everyday life. So for example, so I said to Penelope just now, so we don't know what we're going to talk about today, do we? And he went, so hopefully now you're getting a little bit better at reading bears. I'll get her to do it again for you. All right, centre stage, look. So, and it's up. Do you know what we're going to talk about? She's exaggerated it for you. So you can, she's made it a little bit obvious, to be honest. She does know what she wants to talk about. She was just, just saying. It wasn't real. So I think that's pretty important. So especially in this age of AI and AI slop, apparently now, today, you can even get some kind of technology that will recreate you. So I think you have to learn you, but it would look like it was me sitting here going, hey everybody, welcome to your inner bear. I don't know if that's me. But anyway, it would. And I could ask this thing questions and it would say, oh yes, gee, you should ask your bear about that. Is that how that's not how I talk, is it? See, the discernment, it's not me. But point made is we really need to know. We need to be able to know what's real or not. And there's all sorts of guidelines of, well, AI pictures can have mistakes in. Well, what when they don't? What about when the AI is so good that it looks exactly like and behaves exactly like and sounds exactly like? Because one day, I think human beings are just going to have to switch on. You can call it discernment if you like, but there's something in us that knows when something is true or false, or when it's good or bad. Good or bad for us, or true or false in terms of somebody's rung you up and said, please can you wire me some money, or whatever the scams are recently. But just taking it back to basics and the tarot cards, let's face it, and a lot of you out there, and don't we all do it, asking about your love life. Many times in the past, I've sat with my tarot cards going, oh, I wonder if this person was going to come into my life. And they did, but that's another story. So, you can absolutely use it for looking at that kind of thing. The trouble is, or even if it's money or a job and you're really desperate, you really want that thing, and that desperation can get in the way. It can get in the way of you seeing the truth and pulling, because you know what card you're pulling. But if there's a part of your brain that doesn't really want to see the answer, or if there's a part of your brain that wants it to be a certain way, then that can get in the way of a clear answer. So if we're going to talk about discernment, it is about using your eyes, certainly looking, obviously whether it's AI and you're looking for mistakes in photographs, or whether it's that you are observing someone's body language and the way they talk or their expressions. And of course, you've got to be that little bit more expert if you want to look at a bear's body language. Because, hello, look at the little bear. Now, that body language is, you're probably looking at it going, yes, that's quite similar to me. So here and say over here, it's pretty much the same body language. So you have to use a sense that is deeper, that goes deeper than just your eyes. And particularly your brain. Your brain will be telling you all sorts of things. It's just a teddy bear. Yeah, okay. She's just, because your brain wouldn't be saying that, because brain doesn't think this is a she. brain would say, it's an it, and it's a stuffed bear, and it knows nothing and can do nothing. But you have to bypass that. And one way you can do that is to create something that you, like a little mantra that you say to yourself. Or actually what I do before I shuffle the cards, I don't know if you've noticed, but I do that. And for me, that's a hand movement that represents something for me. And it represents, I'm bypassing anything, anywhere where I might put my own spin on it, or my own wishes might come forward. Like, oh, I really want that job, or I really like £1 million tomorrow. And it's, if you like, it's reinforcing that you want purity, you want clarity. You don't want all this crud that's going on up here and all these ideas and feelings. You want clarity. Do you want the truth? Yes, we do want the truth, please, because otherwise, why ask? Why ask if you're just going to get it to tell you what you want to hear, but it's not true? It's like that time I cheated in a test. I did. I was a very good girl at school. Some would tell you otherwise. So, okay, senior school, right? I was good. And, you know, I worked hard for things and did my homework. But when it came to German, for some reason, all I could really do was, prepared to do, was sit there and colour in the pictures in my Beaverswald. I didn't want to learn any nasty German words. And I love languages. I don't know what was wrong with me. But anyway, so when it came to the tests, of course, there was me. We had these long curtains, blackout curtains they were at the time, because back in the day, for when we wanted to watch a film or something. And so I got behind the curtain. I got my book so I could cheat in the vocabulary tests. Oh, it's so vivid. I remember it so clearly. To be quite honest, I didn't care about German, so it made a difference. But I still look back, think, well, you know, it was pointless. It was completely pointless, because 10 out of 10, well done you. Do you get a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction? No. But then I think perhaps at the time I didn't get a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction from German. Which is, yeah, thereby hangeth the tale. But we'll come back to that, if you're very lucky, in another video. But Penelope, Mummy, wishes to remind everyone that Mummy was going to talk about discernment, and she went off on a story. Sorry. So one of the ways that you can do it is you've got some kind of little hand movement like that, whatever you want to do, that says, bypassing all the rubbish, I just want the truth. So you've asked for the truth, and I'm going to just do something. What is the next biggest event or thing? Something I might get excited about. I can do that. What is the next thing I might get excited about that's coming into my life? Okay, let's do that. So, and we'll do bypassing a bit. Okay, oops, 2 things, obviously. So, typical. Yeah. That is absolutely typical. The moon on the one hand, saying it's hidden. And on the other hand, we have, woohoo! We've got the tower, and it was upside down. It's the worst kind of tower you can have. Now, that's normal for me, actually, at the moment. I am tower card central. Not because of the way my life is going, really, but it's threatening to come in, you see. But I think that's just because. So here we go, discernment. So I've done my bypassing. Oh, look, I got the truth. The tower, hooray! Isn't that a lovely card, actually, for the tower? Everything's coming down. Everything's going to change. So, discernment. Here comes my discernment. So I could look at that and go, oh my God, everything's going to be really terrible. Even Penelope is ever so slightly concerned, but she's got faith in Mummy. She knows that I'm going to make it all right. But not because I'm not using my discernment. Well, I know because I keep getting this card, that if you think about the tower, and it's a useful lesson, everyone, reset, change, everything coming down? Yes. Is that what we need at the moment? Perhaps not Penelope, she's sitting pretty. But yeah, pretty much every aspect of my life needs to change. It is true. And actually, so now I'm going to use my inner knowing, looking at this card and seeing the lightning strike. It feels like it's going to be sudden, possibly unexpected. Not unexpected now. Times I keep getting the tarot card, you know, I'm going to be expecting something. But sudden and almost like a whirlwind. There's that sense of wind. I love wind, actually. But you see actually how I was gravitating towards positive imagery there. Well, that's lucky, isn't it? Because, you know, you could just, if you went by the book, as it were, you know, and you could get a bit carried away by, oh my God, this is terrible. Some bad things are coming. But you have to use your discernment, and actually, I do very much like this tower card. And I was thinking about happy things, wasn't I? Being on the mountainside and, you know, standing in the wind. So that's a clue. Now, there is one other thing you can do to say, well, you know, I've used my discernment here, at least I think I have. Well, let's have a bit of clarification then, because the tower, oh dear, a great tower. You know, yeah, everything needs to change. I know that. Lovely. What form is this change going to come in? I could ask that. But if we want to clarify, am I right in thinking that it's going to be positive change or positive outcome for me? Here is a quick thing that you can do. I like to go good card, bad card. And I asked the deck, give me something that's obviously good, obviously bad. So we've got a yes and a no. And say, well, is the tower going to be, are there going to be a positive outcome to all this change? There better be, isn't there? And so then we can just cut the deck again and go good card, bad card, yes, no. And say, oh, well, the Two of Cups. That's very nice, isn't it? That's a good card, the Two of Cups. Because look, two people holding hands, happy together. So positive change. How lovely. So that is a quickie thing that you can do. And, you know, I'm sort of used to cutting the cards. Sometimes I do. Look at that. You see it? Do you see how I did that? On camera there. Cut the pack. And I've got the tower again. Yes. Pay attention when things come up. And they come up. And whoops, I shuffled it and the same card came out. And I cut the deck and oh, that's the same card again. Yeah. Because that's trying to tell you something. That's why you need your discernment to find the truth and reveal the real meaning behind it. But one last note about asking questions and using your discernment, which we will go more into in another video because it's a big subject, is, you know, I'm talking about the future. So the tower is coming in, the future. Can you really predict the future? Yes, I heard a little voice say, yes, you blooming well can. Thank you, Penelope, for your insight. Yes, you blooming well can, with the proviso that you can only predict the future from where you're standing, and you're standing in the present. And so everything that you've done up to now, everything that you are, everything that you're currently giving off, if you like, in terms of energy, is attracting the future. So you can say, what am I attracting? It's likely to come in? The tower. Hey. But so yeah, you can, what you're really saying is what is the most likely version of the future from where I'm standing right now. You don't have to be afraid of asking about the future because the future is a movable feast. You are the future. The future depends on you. It's who you are and what you're doing creates your future. So if you get a bad card, or what you think's a bad card, because use your discernment. Remember that all you have to do is turn it round, ask a few more questions, and see how you can change you in order to be able to change what's coming in. I don't know about you, Penelope, but I think that's probably enough tarot for one day.